I had a buddy share a podcast where a pastor was talking about Ecclesiastes. In fact, he had written an entire book on Ecclesiastes. And one of the things that struck me with this, and I think the reason my buddy shared this with me, one of the reasons, is because in Ecclesiastes, King Solomon, who I think it's widely believed is the author, the teacher of Ecclesiastes, said that the more you accumulate on the outside, the less you have on the inside. So the more you have in the outer world, the less you have in the inner world. And I think, for sure, a lot of people can relate to that. And it's something that I've seen for many, many years and actually experienced, which is we have a goal, we chase it, we get it, and within months, weeks, days, sometimes hours after achieving the goal, the feeling we thought we would have as a result of that achievement is gone. And so what we do then is we go off chasing the next goal because we think that goal will give us the feelings we want. So we accomplish that thing, and then again, the feelings we think we would have are short-lived. And so it's interesting that, a couple of thousand years ago in biblical days, they were talking about the same thing. I guess humanity, we're slow learners maybe. It is interesting though, because from my vantage point, it doesn't have to be like that. And all it is, it's what Covey says, which is we're putting our ladder against the wrong wall. If we put our ladder against the wall of success, and we think success is a certain amount or a certain accomplishment or having a certain thing, well, that's putting the ladder against the wrong wall. So we can climb to the top of the ladder of success. We get there, and then we recognize we put our ladder against the wrong wall. What is it that we really want? What we really want are the feelings that we think all of this accomplishment, all of this success will give us. But, go and try to find a business course, or any course in, college, online, wherever, that's teaching success or teaching business, and they're teaching us how to create the feelings we want. Corporations, the training and development isn't about creating the feelings you want. It's about how to sell more, how to accomplish more, how to do better marketing, branding in order to get more things, more accomplishments, more success. And to me, that's just the wrong wall. And so really, from my perspective and what I share with people is we don't want the things, we want the feelings we think that things will give us. And so instead of putting all of our energy or the majority of our energy on creating things and having success, what if we put a large percentage of our time, effort, and energy and our insights, our contemplation on creating the feelings we want? That's the key. Is being able to create the feelings we want. And so how do we create the feelings we want? Well, first of all, I think it's important to recognize and understand that the reason why we could get brain scans done on your brain, my brain, your buddy's brain, your spouse's brain, your friend's brains, and neuroscientists could look at those brain scans and they could look and say, oh, this person speaks 3 languages, this one speaks 1, this one speaks 7, this one speaks 2. They can look at those brain scans and say, this one plays multiple musical instruments, this one plays no musical instruments, this one exercises a lot, this one doesn't, all from a brain scan. They can look at brain scans and say, this person feels a lot of stress and worry and fear. This one experiences a lot of happiness, joy, and fulfillment. This one experiences gratitude. Golly, look at the gratitude in this person's brain. All of that can be seen on a brain scan. And the reason why is because our overwhelming skills, our overwhelming emotions show up in the form of our neural pathways. And so if you're experiencing any feeling on a consistent basis, you can bet your ass that that's going to show up in a brain scan. And all it is neural pathways. We create neural pathways through the feelings we experience. Some of those were traumatic and they were created, boom, and they're there. And others were just created from repetition, just feeling the same way over and over and over. And so if we want to change the way we feel, or if we want to go for a certain emotion like fulfillment or gratitude or happiness or joy or love, freedom, compassion, then what we do is we practice feeling that emotion. And this goes back to years ago, decades ago, maybe centuries ago, probably more realistically, it was visualization. In more recent decades, it was mental rehearsal. That's what the sports psychologists called it. Now, about 15 years ago, Dr. Schwartzman out of UCLA coined the phrase self-directed neuroplasticity, because he discovered that we can rewire, reprogram, and replace our neural pathways with new neural pathways. So the old neural pathways have kept us stuck with certain feelings. We can change those and create new neural pathways that cause us to feel the way that we want to be. And so all this effort and energy chasing the next career or the next business or this business, just a bigger number, or this thing or this accomplishment, all that stuff, we're doing it because we think it's going to make us feel a certain way. In reality, obviously it doesn't. And we can create those feelings through the experiences that we create. So visualization, mental rehearsal, self-directed neuroplasticity. And here's the really, really, really cool thing about it, is that once we create the feelings we want, the things we want come way easier. Way easier. I mean, think about it. You've got a group of people over here and a group of people over here. Both groups have the same intelligence, the same opportunity, the same connections, the same career, the same market opportunity. This group over here experiences happiness, joy, gratitude, fulfillment on a consistent basis. This group over here experiences fear, resentment, anger, guilt, shame on a consistent basis. Which group as a group is going to be more successful? Obviously. And so when we create the feelings we want, it's easier to get the things we want. So 2,000 years ago, when King Solomon's saying, the more outer success you have, the less you have on the inside, I guess that was true. I'm sure that was true then, and it's true now, but it doesn't have to be that way. Because instead of chasing the outer success, chase the inner success. Don't chase it, just grab it, own it, feel it, experience it day after day after day, just for a few minutes. I like to do the morning, I like to do midday, I like to do the end of the day. And by creating those feelings, the synaptic connections in our brain are firing and wiring the emotions, the feelings that we're creating new neural pathways. And the really cool thing is, another really cool thing is, as we're creating those feelings that we want, the feelings that are in opposition with those feelings are being pruned. Those synaptic connections are being pruned. And so we're actually rewiring away from the feelings we don't want to the feelings that we do want. So I guess King Solomon, they had not figured out self-directed neuroplasticity or neuroplasticity 2,000 years ago, but we've got it today, and it's something that you can quickly and easily use to completely rewire your brain, your chemistry, your body, and create the life that you want. And any lack of fulfillment from chasing things doesn't have to be there. You can lean into, grab, own fulfillment, gratitude, happiness, joy, love at any point in time. So I hope this is helpful. Appreciate you tuning in. I wish you a beautiful day. Be well, my friends.